You are the reason everything happens in your life. I want you to consider the possibility that you are cause, not effect. When most people say everything happens for a reason, they are insinuating that basically they had nothing to do with it. Everything happens for a reason because there's some God sitting up there, and I'm not saying there isn't a God, but they're saying there's some God sitting up there in his white or golden throne with his golden staff and his white robe, his long white beard, and he's the reason things are happening to you. And I'm saying, no, it's not true. That everything does happen for a reason, but the reason is you. Consider the possibility that you are cause, not effect. You are cause in your life, not effect. And the way you cause is by what you hold in your mind. I know it doesn't feel like this. I know it doesn't seem like what I'm saying is true, but the truth about the universe is it's just energy, right? Many spiritual teachings teach us, and quantum physics teaches this. It's all energy, and it's energy that's vibrating um, and at different frequencies, right? And so, if you understand that your mind is generating frequencies every time it has a thought, even thoughts you're not aware of, like what they call subconscious hidden beliefs, right? Hidden ideas, judgments, interpretations, expectations. All that stuff has a vibrational resonance. It sends a vibration out into the universe, and that vibration generates what shows up in your world. Now, you could say it's attracting to you like vibration. And on some level, that's sort of true. But the deeper truth, because that's the law of attraction, right? The deeper law, the deeper truth is the law of attention, that you're actually generating in real time. You're causing the movie to unfold for you. You're literally generating what shows up. There's really nothing out there to attract to you. At the deepest level, what's in your mind is just being reflected out in the world. So what's out in the world is a reflection of what's in your mind. Now, you don't have to believe this stuff. I'm not asking you to believe me. Um, I'm asking you to receive me, receive what I'm saying, because the truth is true whether you believe it or not. And if what I'm saying is true, it's going to land in you in a place that knows the truth, because that's the truth in you. And so just let it in. If it's true, it'll resonate to you, and some part of you will get it. If it's not true, it'll just fall away, right? So it's hard to really grasp this stuff. I mean, I've been working with these principles for a long time, but the world is a very convincing place. The physical reality is extremely convincing, right? You smack your finger with a hammer, that feels very real, right? Um, this body feels very real, but even the body is a manifestation of your belief that you are one, or a manifestation. To manifest this means to make visible. So it's a visual or outward representation of thoughts in your mind. It's an organizing principle. Your thoughts organize the vibrational energy of the universe into what seems to be solid form. So the reason this is important to get is because then if you understand it, the real work is to change your mind. The real work in the world, when things don't seem to be going my way or be going your way, is to manage the thoughts in my own mind. And you could say that all the greatest mystics, prophets, whoever you want to think of, I won't name any names, but this is really what they mastered. What they mastered was the ability to um, control the thoughts in their own mind. Most people's minds are like um, horse-drawn wagon. You got a dozen horses pulling this wagon, and the reins are laying on the ground, and it's just running all over the place, and it's taking you for a ride with it. Down the street, in the gully, through the stream, up the rocks, flipping you over. Um, but when you start to grasp the concept of mind and what it truly is, because you are mind, the truth of you, the body's just an expression of your mind. It's an experience you're having, but it's not the ultimate truth of you. You can start looking for these thoughts. Like if things are showing up you don't want, or the world isn't, reflecting back to you something that feels good, you can start checking your own mind. Just asking, okay, what am I feeling? And then if you use the 8 core feelings, by the way, there's 8 core feelings. I mean, this is a model, but it really helps. Happy, sad, angry, shame, guilt, pain, fear, lonely, right? I think that was all of them. They're very simple, very basic. They're the core words for the feelings. It's not like annoyed or frustrated. Um, those are feeling words, but they're also more than the feeling. They're the feeling and why you have the feeling. You want to get down to the real feeling and know what they feel like, and then ask yourself, okay, what thoughts am I thinking that are generating those feelings? What judgments, thoughts, interpretations, beliefs do I hold? What story am I telling myself? And most of what's going on in your mind is a big story. The story was there before the story actually unfolded in the world. The world is showing you this story in your mind. Your story are all the beliefs you hold about yourself, about others, you know, about what certain bodies mean or certain faces mean, or, all of that. And so it is possible to step out of that. And instead of being constantly projecting, even subconsciously, into the world and then dealing with your own projections, it is possible first to step back and do what some call soft visioning, where instead of your eyes being projectors, projecting out into the world an image that you then interact with, right? You experience and you react to, you could just step back and receive what's out there. Just not work on not giving it any meaning, making any judgment about it. Really look for what's there, right? That starts to put you in this receptive place. There's one way to do it. Also, if you have uh, if your life is purpose driven, if you're clear about what your purpose is and you're committed to it, right? You're devoted to your purpose. You're living a life of purpose. You're all about your purpose, especially men, especially you men out there. That purpose makes this a little bit easier because your purpose has its own driving mechanism. It has its own energy, right? It comes with passion, right? It comes with provision. So the passion is the energy that fuels you to move. It's good energy. It feels good. It's not hype. It's passion, right? You're provided whatever you need along the path because your purpose is God given, right? It's not something you invent. It comes with the package. It was invented with you, you could say. Um, and so, yeah. And so when you're on purpose, there's this tendency to not be, you're not driving or forcing or pushing from behind. You're sort of being pulled along and fully energized. Your purpose pulls you with it, right? You're not struggling and frustrated. Now you can uh, take your purpose and use it for your purpose. Restructure your purpose into something you want for you or whatever, because your purpose is really about giving. It's what you bring to the world. But if you make it about the thing that's going to save you, you corrupt your purpose. You stop being on purpose because you're trying to get something instead of give something. And then that will require your own limited resource of energy to push that thing from behind. It will exhaust you. You will run into resistance and blocks. Um, you will have conflict and struggle. You're not going to be already immediately provided for before you even know you need that provision, which is what happens when you're on your true purpose and you're being about your purpose for purpose sake. And so, um, you when you're in on your purpose, you're all of that allows you to be open and receptive. Like not it's not something you have to do, right? It's something that's moving you. There's a difference. And it allows you to release need and that drive to get something for yourself, which will come up against resistance, right? And you'll feel that. You'll know something just doesn't feel right. Things aren't going your way. It's a struggle. But when you can let it go of all that, what comes with purpose is expectation. I expect, I just have a vision. I have an intention because it's on purpose. It sets me, it fuels me. I'm on fire for it. I don't think about not being able to do it. I don't feel like, I, I'm not going to be able to do this, or what if I can't do this? None of that's there. It's just clear. I'm going to do this. I'm doing this because I know it's mine to do. And when you're in that space, everything you need just shows up. And it feels like ease and grace. Ease and grace. You're gonna take this business to whatever, California. That's the vision, it's part of the vision. You may not even plan for it very well ahead of time. You're like a week out, knowing you need to go to California. You don't know where you're gonna live, you don't know how you're gonna get there. And then all of a sudden, buddy calls you up and says, hey, he's got this house in California that he was renting, but he just thought you might like to have it for a while. And bam, there you go. There's the house, right? Or somebody shows up with, uh, a vehicle for you. It says, hey, I want to drive out to California. I'd like to have somebody drive out there with me, but then I need to fly back and you can keep the car, right? These are type of things that happen when you're on purpose. It doesn't come with a lot of struggle. There's effort to be made, and there's even obstacles to overcome, but there's not a lot of resistance. And so you don't fear the obstacles. You just start to consider what is the way over this obstacle, right? And then it comes to you, and then you're provided for, right? Provision comes with your purpose. So passion is the energy. Being on purpose and knowing what it is removes all of that ego drive. And the ego is driven to get. And when the ego is driven to get, it's actually moving against the universe. It's moving against the energy or the vibration that is yours. And that's why all the negative stuff happens, or it may feel like you just can't get this done. It's been so long. Why isn't it working? And all that stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean you're off purpose or you didn't have the right idea. It means you skewed it. You skewed your purpose. You made it be about you getting something. And so when you're in grace, when your life is coming with ease and grace, like again, you're going to have some effort to be made, some work to do or whatever. But it feels like you're blessed. Like, wow, how did that happen? Right? Anybody ever have that? If you've had that, just give me a thumbs up or let me know. So if you have any questions about what I'm asking you, drop it in the messages. But I'm saying to you, it is possible to have a big vision, have work to do. Maybe it's something nobody's ever done before, not even knowing how you're going to get it done, but you will get it done. You may not know the how, but it's yours to do. And when you're in that spot, it's ease and grace. Everything you need shows up. The support you need shows up. The money you need shows up, right? The capacity, the new idea, come up against some challenge. Nobody knows how to fix that. And suddenly you just do. That's how this works. Okay. Ease and grace. Let go of pushing from behind, pushing so hard. If you're pushing really hard and you're coming up against resistance, something is off. So the first thing is just to step back, right? Ask yourself what you're feeling. What are the thoughts that you're thinking that are generating those feelings? What is the fear or whatever it is? What are the thoughts that are generating that? And then you can ask, are those thoughts true? Bring it to source. Don't do that alone. And ask, please show me the truth here, right? Okay. That's all I have for you tonight. Step into your purpose if you want to do more of that. That's the work I'm doing right now. There's a Power Cluster program. I'm inviting you guys to check it out. There will be a link below. You can click on the link. It'll take you to the landing page for the power cluster. Power cluster is going to be 8 to 12 men in a cluster. It's an intimate, connected experience of direct coaching and group coaching for 6 months to get clear about your passion, get clear about your purpose, get clear about your grand vision for your life, get clear about the vehicle for delivery, right? And then get clear about what's in your way, what's blocking you. Remove those blocks. We use shadow processes to help you remove those blocks, and then get clear about the plan, take the necessary actions, and launch that vehicle, launch your new vision in 6 months. That's the goal. And a lot of people do it. So I've had a lot of success with it. By the way, right now, I think I've told you guys this already. We have a very generous sponsor who had the capacity to donate a significant amount of money um, to pay for 6 full scholarships to people, you know, who need it, um, meet the requirements. And then there's 6 half scholarships. So yeah, if you click below, you'll see the landing page. On the landing page is um, the button for applying for scholarships and applying for the program. There's some hoops you have to jump through. This isn't for everybody. You have to have some drive or a strong desire to get clear about what is yours to do. Be willing to make the effort and focus your attention for a period of time, and be willing to show up for yourself and show up for the other men in the group. Because the way this works is you have your wolf pack, basically. These are men that are going to stand behind you, hold you accountable, want for you what you want for yourself as much as they want for themselves what they want, right? And you get to do the same for them. Not because you necessarily agree with their politics or anything else, but because you say so, period. That is the power of focused attention. That is the power of loyalty and commitment. And loyalty and commitment, focused attention are a man's thing. Those are masculine forces. And once you start to engage them, you're going to see the power behind them. And so you may have done some of this already, but this is a very specific, concerted way to do it to create success for yourself in your purpose in life. All right. Good to talk to you guys, and I will talk to you next week.